Hey! Isn't it crazy how some video games can impact our lives in so many different ways? I grew up playing the Tony Hawk games and my taste in music was so influenced by it that to this day, its soundtrack is mostly what I listen to. Of course, I listen to music that aren't on the games, but I wouldn't listen to punk rock in any way if it wasn't for this game. And that being said, I'm sure someone out there got influenced by Mortal Kombat and is now a ninja fighting for Earthrealm. But today we are talking about what might still be my favorite Tony Hawk game ever. I'm sorry, little fella. I know this game used to have mixed reviews from fans, with some people saying it was the beginning of the downfall of the Tony Hawk games. And really, I can see why. But even still, I didn't understand why so many people disliked the game. Of course, I did see that change in the recent times, but I clearly remember as a kid going on the internet to know more about the game and seeing people saying the game was trash and how Underground 2 was way better. And for that, I haven't finished Underground 2 to this day. The game starts with someone skating down a street in Hollywood and finding a comic. It shows a bus getting to a stop sign and that's where you choose your character. These are basically your base characters that you can change later in the game. There's a small cutscene of your character meeting Kelly and remembering the reason he's going to Los Angeles. As soon as you get to Hollywood, you get beaten by a random guy and is greeted by Mindy, who wants to help you out. Here you get to change your hair and clothes, and finally you get to play. And the problems start to get apparent pretty quickly here. At the beginning of the game, you're such a noob that you can't even manual. Some may say that it makes sense because it helps you see the growth of your character, but come on, it's been what, 6 games now? Everyone knows how to manual. But that's the thing with this game, the entire story mode feels like a 6 hours tutorial on how to play Tony Hawk. We had manual tricks since Pro Skater 4 and you only get to do that way later in the story. Graphics are basically what you would expect from Tony Hawk, not different from Underground 2, which wasn't different from Underground. The characters still have that same default animation for talking, like it's GTA San Andreas. You do get a day and night cycle, which is cool, and it fits the idea that they had for an open world Tony Hawk game. And yeah, if you didn't know, that's what they were pushing so hard with this game. How instead of having different levels, you play in a big open world without any loading screens. Of course, everyone knows at this point that it's just different levels separated by long hallways that you can skate through, but hey, I don't mind it. One thing I really like about this game is the visuals that they decided to go with. Cutscenes are either in-game or they have a comic book style to them, like you saw before. They use this throughout the game and it fits the setting really well. You do a mission where there's people protesting about something with sheep and blocking your way to Beverly Hills.
Hey, yo, the use of wool has got to go. Hey, yo, the use of wool has got to go.
So of course, you take down an old dino head that gets hit by a bus and eats one of the protesters. Ah yeah, classic Tony Hawk. After you get to Beverly Hills, you meet the rest of the gang, but let me hold that thought and explain the story a little bit better. Again, you moved to Hollywood because of problems you had at home. Police not letting you skate, a cheating girlfriend, and an abusive dad. You then meet Mindy, who shows you the place and you find out that she likes drawing, and her biggest idea is American Wasteland, but she needs money to publish her magazine. One of her drawings is the skate ranch, a place they want to build for, skaters. Of course though, the place is closed to outsiders, and you have to prove yourself to get in. For that, you learn to skate with a group of skaters called the Skate Club, which makes absolutely no sense. They are a group that Mindy calls Radical Skater Extremists, but you only see this one guy throughout the game, and the more you move on, the weirder things get. You appear without a shirt and shoes out of nowhere and even your character is confused.
What did you do with my clothes?
But then you get challenged by them and the rest of the group is just the same guy over and over again. After this, you don't ever see them again, so maybe your character was just insanely high or something? I wish I had an explanation to give you, but I'm just as confused. You then move around to different parts of LA, stealing stuff from different places to put it in the skate ranch.
Awesome! Killer piece for the ranch.
The gameplay here is unscathed. Everything you expected to have from the games that came before are here, with some additions. Wall running is different now, where before you had to press jump twice, you can hold R1 and do backflips. well, backflips are insanely useless. You can do graffiti, which I guess was cool if you played online. And there's now BMX, which was something they were pushing a lot in the making of this game. It isn't great. It feels extremely buggy and like a last edition. You can kinda see where they were going with it. You use the right analog stick to do tricks along with the front buttons, and you can do flips with L2, something you might recognize from Project 8. But still, it's just not a very good experience. Besides the tutorial missions you get for it, there's only one mission the entire game that you do with the BMX, so it's completely optional. I'm not gonna lie, the level design here is mostly not great. I don't know what happened here, but maybe it's just because so many missions change parts of the levels. But so many lines lead you absolutely nowhere, and it's so gimmicky sometimes that it throws you off if you're not just following the storyline. Some levels are pretty good, like East LA and Downtown, but I cannot for the life of me keep a satisfying combo going in Santa Monica. One thing you can do if you're not a fan of the story mode is play the classic mode, which, let me tell you, is really good. You get levels from the THPS games and from Tug 2 Remix, which is really cool considering I never played that version. I'm pretty sure this was already in Tug 2, but it's a really good addition to have along with the story mode of this game. It's exactly what you would expect from the THPS series, with set tasks that you have to complete to advance to the next level. And after you beat it, you even get more skating videos to watch. Oh, of course, the soundtrack in this game. Probably one of the most unique ones if you ask me. And the reason for that is that most of the songs in it are covers from other artists. Like for example, you have Astro Zombies from the Misfits, but done by My Chemical Romance, or Institutionalized from Suicidal Tendencies, but done by Senses Fail. And really, I'm usually not a fan of covers from songs I already know, but it fits the game's underground punk style so well that I can't complain. And that's also what I think hooked the most people in it too. The atmosphere in this game is simply on point. You have the shirtless guy who's always bailing while trying impossible stuff, the rich looking guy with contacts everywhere, the camera guy who knows everything about skating, oh, and the chick, don't forget the chick. And LA being known as the place where teens went to try something with their lives after everything else didn't work out, I just think this setting is really great. And with everything surrounding it working out so well, like the soundtrack and the story, the fact that you can sleep in random places instead of having a home, everything is just really cool. Oh, but the skate range sucks. I'll rip that band-aid right off because you spent the whole game working on this place and stealing stuff to put into it, expecting it to become the best Tony Hawk level ever, and it sucks. But hey, tell me it's nostalgia because this is still my favorite Tony Hawk game ever. I know more people have been appearing out of nowhere to say that they really love this game, and I'm really curious to see what your reasons are. I really feel like I'm missing something because it's honestly really easy to see the problems this game has, but there's still something that always kept me coming back to it, and still does to this day. But I guess that's it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, it really helps me a lot. And a huge thank you to Turk for becoming a member. That is really the best way to support the channel, so as always, thank you so much to every one of you. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care!